The Great Debaters Contest 2016 registration is now open. Teachers or school administrations should register on www.greatdebaterscontest.com/register.
From a region that has forced Mariam to keep her jacket on, we are bringing you hot debates from Nyeri. I'm Austin Nyumbo.
And I am Mariam Bishar, and this very heated debate will be between Kahuhia girls and Njega boys, as they tell me it's pronounced, on the very touchy subject of whether polygamy would curb divorce cases in Kenya. First proposer, take the stage now. You have 3 minutes.
Polygamy can help curb divorce cases in Kenya. This is a motion that I want to propose. I'm Xavier Onyangi, Njega Boys High School. Polygamy. In our African understanding, polygamy is where I take in more than one wife, more than one woman as my wives. If I have married 2 women, 3, 4, then I'm practicing polygamy. Then another key term that has been used in our motion is can. It's giving us the possibility of polygamy having to curb divorce cases in Kenya. According to Casanova, a very prominent author situated in Britain, he tells us that men are naturally polygamous. It is a point that I have come to prove when I was going through my research. And it is true that men are naturally polygamous. Look at why we have divorces in Kenya. It is because women have realized that their men are cheating. But look at an instance where a woman knows that she is sharing a man with another woman. I mean, in the traditional African setting, the women were always hardworking. The women always embraced each other. There was peace. We never had stories of divorce. My grandfather never told me that my uncle divorced. He never told me of his 3 wives. One of them ran back home. The women lived together in harmony. They worked together and built a lot of wealth, which is the reason why women today run out of wedlocks, citing that the men are not able to provide. And in polygamous families, each and every woman knows her work, knows she has a family to feed. The man knows he has a lot of people, a big family to feed. And he goes to the farms, works very hard, goes to where he works very hard, for he knows that he'll have enough. And there was never a divorce case in those times. Let me talk about the case that is maybe natural or caused by unnatural circumstances, barrenness. Out of love, I have married. Then discovered that my wife is barren. And we men, African men, when I have a son, I always desire that I have many children. And what if my wife is barren? Do I have to divorce her? No! I take in a second wife. She gives me children, She gives me the children that I need. Thank you very much.
Opposition, you have 3 minutes for your opening statements.
How I wish I had a grandfather like his who will tell me these stories. And again, I wonder, if I take up a second wife, will this make my first wife fertile? Again, I also wonder, if I've done my research well, infidelity only costs 28% of divorce cases in Kenya, according to Google.com. What about the 72% remaining? Do you want to tell us that polygamy will curb divorces by encouraging lustfulness? Can a house be built with only one pole and expect it to stand however strong the pole is? Can we curb divorce using polygamy, claiming that it is a strong pole? I beg to differ. Wangeshi Ngeru, representing Kahuhia Girls High School, here to oppose the motion that states polygamy can help curb divorce cases in Kenya. According to the Oxford Learner's Advanced Dictionary, polygamy is the custom of having more than one wife at the same time. Divorce is the legal ending of a marriage. Let us look at 2009 census. 12.6 million people are married. 1.4 million are into polygamous, leaving a whopping 11.2 million being monogamous. So, in the same year, 368 divorce cases were reported at the Milimani Law Courts. Looking at the percentage of Kenya's divorce rates, according to McGill University, Kenya is only faced by 15% divorce cases. And I'm wondering, how do we take up a situation like polygamy to curb 15%? Divorce is very unpopular in Kenya, according to that statistic. Considering its cost and how Kenyans are stingy, they cannot advocate for divorce. Divorce is in fact very unpopular. We have countries like Qatar, which are polygamous. Yet we are having 67% divorce cases in such countries. That is according to Daily Nation, 27th of 5th, 2015 newspaper. We have countries like Chile, which are monogamous and are only having 0.03% divorce cases in Kenya. Again, we are women. Let us get real. Let us get practical. There is competition which arises marriage conflicts through polygamy. Madam Boka, you happen to be the only female among our panel of judges. Will you wish to share the attention of your man with another woman? Ladies, will you wish to share the scent of your rose to another woman? Good. 2 women through polygamy is like 2 pots of poison. Let us get real. Polygamy is leading to nowhere. If we want to see Kenya go down, try polygamy, and you will see a very bad start for Kenya. Thank you.
We'll hear rebuttals now, beginning with the proposition. You have 3 minutes.
Yes, polygamy will sort out everything. To start with, picture this. You're that kind of a child, and your parents are divorced. What will you do? What is expected of you? She said, if my first wife is barren, and I take a second wife, how will this help? Men are naturally, and it is seen that men love children. Out of the second wife, I'll get a child, and that's what I want. Now, I am Meshach Minor, standing in for Njega, on to my first point, and still an answer to them. Picture this. In a monogamous kind of marriage, you are the wife. Ladies. Then you get pregnant. What is expected of me? It is nature that I will be surely sexually aroused, and hence require my conjugal rights to be fed. What will I do? I will simply have to go out of that kind of marriage and be promiscuous. Out of promiscuity, challenges in the family. Out of the challenges, on to divorce. How will we curb this divorce? Polygamy. What are the benefits of divorce? This is it. According to the Legal Act of Marriage, 2014, we note that their main aim was that women with their co-wives will share what? Their duties. Picture this. I've got 2 wives. My first wife dies. Where will my children go? They will simply go to the second wife. There, they will be fed. They will be well taken care of. Please, my opponents, join us on the other side, because polygamy is a way to curb divorce in Kenya. Thank you.
Opposition will hear your rebuttal. You have 3 minutes.
The young gentleman makes me smile because I believe everybody was given self-control. When you have urges, you tame them. Otherwise, why did he get married to 1 wife? Why did he choose to get married in the first place? From Kahuhia Girls High School, my name is Lovelea, and I'm very happy to oppose this motion. In traditional African society, in my grandmother's times, polygamy was considered a wonderful practice in the society. Yet 10, 20, 40, probably 50 years down the line, and we have not yet found a solution for this menace called divorce. Albert Einstein once said, you cannot try to solve a problem by using the same means in which you created them. A research from google.com shows by the certified marriage analysts that 65% of the divorces caused in Malaysia come from polygamous marriages. Why then are we trying to tame this poison and make it look like a beautiful fruit that came from the Garden of Eden? Something that makes me wonder, yet is so sad, is that Facebook is one of the leading causes of divorce in the world. Facebook alone causes a third, which is 33% of the divorce cases in Kenya. This is due to online stalking, inappropriate messages, and some spouses choose to hang some of their partners' messages in public. Now I wonder, how will Kenyan Jews, or Peter, or probably even Kevin's marriage to so many wives solve this problem? Well, unless Kenyan Jew finds a way to eradicate Facebook from the face of social networks, I don't understand why we're still debating about this polygamy business. It is also very devastating when a child cries for the attention of his father. It is not that he is deceased, nor that his father is dead, but the fact that the father has too many children to acknowledge each individually. They have to go to the father with a registration card, informing them who their mother is in order to get services from their own dad. Now, how will little Mark, a young, wonderful boy, grow from a young boy to a responsible and diligent man in the society if he has never been raised or tamed by his father to do so? If he has never had a father figure to look at? How will a lady know how to let a man treat her if she herself has never gained fatherly affection from her own dad? I don't understand why we keep encouraging polygamy. Well, truly it is a menace. It has made women in Malaysia wish that bitterly that they were rather divorced than having been married to this man. Listen to the voice of reason. Listen to my sweet voice of reason. And we will find very, very many ways to curb divorce. And not by this menace we call polygamy. Thank you.
The Great Debaters Contest 2016 registration is now open. Teachers or school administrations should register on www.greatdebaterscontest.com/register. The Great Debaters Contest 2016 registration is now open. Teachers or school administrations should register on www.greatdebaterscontest.com/register.
The proposers alluded to polygamy as helping one to sire children, and so they've been asked if the purpose of marriage is for love and companionship or for the purpose of having children. And the opposition have been asked to give solutions to divorce cases, to the rising cases of divorce in Kenya, as opposed to polygamy. We'll have them respond. Proposer, you have 3 minutes.
My name is Lenny Miano, Njega Boys High School. Will I be marrying you for love or for children? I love you because you'll give me children. So if you stop giving children, I'll not love you. I am an African man. The pride of an African man is children. Your fathers are proud of you because you are their children. I cannot say about those who do not have children. One of the opposers, talked about 2009 census. 2009. In that same census, it was discovered that men are less than women. Do you know the ratio of men to women in Kenya. I don't know what census you had, because mine says that, correct me if I'm wrong, women are more than men in Kenya. The ratio is actually 1:5, right? 7 actually, yeah? I'm talking about Kenya here. So, if I marry one wife, I leave 6 other women without husbands. Now, what will the other 6 women do? They will come, listen, to terrorize the married man. And men, like my friend said here, are naturally polygamous. So when a woman advances me, I will not refuse. So what if I marry all the 6 women, the 7? I marry all of them 7 because I am capable. Then the ratio will be equal, and no woman will not have a husband, and so no woman will go into other people's bomas, as they are called in Kenya, to snatch a husband. Thank you.
Opposition will hear your response to the audience. You have 3 minutes.
I am a staunch Christian. And one of the teachings I know about God is that God is a jealous God. He will not share you with the devil. It's either you're his or not. The same way I cannot share my man with another woman. If he is mine, he's mine and no one else's. From Kahuhia Girls, my name is Bansi Muthoni, here to strongly oppose this motion that polygamy can help solve divorce cases in Kenya. Now, this is my hand and this is my palm. My fingers represent the female brides in a polygamous marriage. And my first finger, you can see it's far apart. It represents the first woman in a marriage. Now, if you look at her, she is abandoned because she is aging. The remaining wives are looking down upon her. There is nothing much that she can do. The only thing that she can do is seek for a divorce. She's out. Now, how has polygamy helped us solve a divorce? Again, you're wondering of solutions. We have plenty of solutions. You see, it is as easy as accepting that we are all human beings and man is to err. Move on, let bygones be bygones. Now, we women, we ladies, we love attention and affection, don't we, ladies? We do. Now, my dear opponents, if you do not take care, if you do not give equal love to your women, I am sorry to pronounce the beginning of yet again a bachelor life. So take care. Again, we are told that whenever we have something little and more is added upon us and we cannot take care of it, the less we have will even go away. Now, if a man cannot take care of the only one wife he has, how can he be able to take care of 5 more women? How? Now, divorce cases. You see, we have loveless marriages. I do not refute that some marriages do not work out. You'll find loveless marriages where the couple have turned to business partners. Like Jeffrey once said, if marriage is about love, then divorce is about money. In Kenya, you'll find that a divorce proceeding is costly 100 to 450,000 shillings. Now, when I was 5, I was the only child in my family. And I was daddy's girl. But however, my father, he brought another woman in the house. And the number of children increased from 1 to 6. And I felt like my father's attention towards me was drifting away slowly by slowly. And he became violent. Why? Because of the increase in demands from each one of us. My mother could not take it anymore. And so she decided to ask for a divorce. And I asked myself, why did it have to happen? You see, if my father realized that we have solutions, you see, communication is the most problem. We have marriage counselors. And also, if there are problems in your marriage, you can always forgive one another. It is never too late to say sorry. Thank you.
We'll hear closing statements. Proposers, you have a minute.
She said that God is a jealous God, right? Now, God is the one who has created more women than men. What should we do? What should we do? Let's say I'm married. I'm monogamously married, right? Now, if by any chance, let's say my wife reaches menopause, right? And we know men never reach menopause. So, should I divorce her? But if I had another wife, a second one, or a third one, or a fourth, then I will not just divorce her because I love her in the first place. What I will do is that I will continue loving her affectionately and also love my second wife affectionately, who's now not in menopause, right? And also, you've given us, I think, one solution to curbing divorce. We need more. Like polygamy, for example. Polygamy is one, right? So, I want you to remember somebody by the name Akukudenza. That guy had over 100 women, but never one did you hear any woman complaining that she was sidelined by a cuckoo. Thank you.
Opposition, you have 1 minute for your final submission.
How many of us are Christians by the show of hand? Good. At least we are traveling in the same boat, so I'm allowed to preach. From the book of Genesis 2, verse 22, we are told clearly, and out of man God took a rib and made a woman, not women. Out of Adam, God made Eve, not Evelyn, Rosemary, Evelyn, and the likes. My mathematics teacher taught me right. There are so many ways of getting properties of a triangle. There's Pythagoras theorem, Hero's formula, cosine formula, and sine rule. So, if your wife is childless, adopt. You surrogate mothers. If your husband is lustful or greedy, tell him. If the problem in your house is communication, spend more time together. We love attention and we love to be shown that we are loved. Lastly, have a look at this andazi. The only thing that can make this andazi big is baking powder or dough. So the only thing that is going to make the divorce rates in Kenya increase from 15% to 65% is polygamy. As for the opposers, Kahuhia Girls High School, we rest our case.
It's interesting that the ladies were opposing this motion and the gentlemen were proposing this motion. And I think for the boys, one of the things that you do is that the three of you have some interesting sense of humor and you're very comical in how you make your submissions, which is good because then it gets the audience's attention. But for me, what was missing was, other than just what we know as the kind of conversations that take place, what are the facts with which you're basing some of the arguments that you're making? And I wish that you drew from examples where, or contexts where polygamy is allowed, and as a result of that, then they have very low divorce rates. And, point us towards some logic. I think what was missing was the logical arguments on your side. You seem to dwell a lot on the everyday conversations that take place anywhere, and I'm trying to be very careful about the words that I use here. For Kahuhia Girls, one of the things that was evident is passion and conviction. You are so passionate about opposing this motion that anybody who comes in your way is in big trouble. And I think you do very well. You have very good one of the things that I appreciate about the three of you is that you make reference to data and to statistics and point us towards examples that are not just local, but also, global examples that we can relate to. And that, for me, then separates, one team from another. Very good use of analogy as well, good use of testimonials, which then draws the audience attention. I know at some point Maina almost cried. I think when we heard of a testimonial, I think that was Bansi, who comes in and just, gives a very emotional testimonial. So I love the fact that you use facts to convince us or to convince the audience to oppose the motion with you. All the best.
Njega Boys Secondary, you were awarded 64%. Please give them a round of applause. The young ladies from Kahuhia Girls, you were awarded 73%. You are winners for the debate.
The audience is a bit stingy with claps. Thank you very much for taking the time to join us and tuning in. Congratulations to both teams. That was a very informative, very entertaining debate. Follow us on Twitter, Great Debaters EA, and find us on YouTube as well and on Facebook. I have been your host, Mariam Bishar.
And I'm Austin Nyumbok. Catch you next time.
Debaters Contest 2016 registration is now open. Teachers or school administrations should register on www.greatdebaterscontest.com/register.